Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I am here to welcome you to Thursday night stamping. It is not only Thursday night stamping, it is Thursday night stamping of Easter week. So that means tomorrow is Good Friday, and for some people, that is a holiday from work, for many people. And for some people, it is a very holy day to celebrate, or it is a celebration, but it's also a reflection on the death of Jesus. So there are lots of things happening, and it is, like I said, Easter week. Okay, I'm getting my, okay, I'm in camera view. Everything is good. Okay, and I have a little host code that I'm going to put up here. I'm actually beginning my what will become a series of demonstrations and videos highlighting some of our retiring products. I do this every year when the retiring catalog, or the retiring list, I should say, last chance list comes out. Hi, Tasha. I'm glad you're here with me. So I'm actually going to show one of the cards we're doing at my Saturday card class. It's a local class I do here in San Antonio, usually on the last Saturday of the month. Unless I'm traveling or there's a major holiday where we have to bump it up, it's usually the last Saturday. So we are going to be gathering at my church on Saturday, and we are going to be doing all projects with last chance list stamps. Hey, Gwen, I'm glad you're here with me today on this Thursday of Easter week. I'm going to give it just a minute. I'm going to write my host code up here just in case anybody is needing to place an order. I will say I already have some of my customers that are like, okay, it's on the last chance list, and even though, you know, there's a sale of a lot of those things coming, yeah, some people are just not waiting for the sale because they're the things they really want. It's like, yeah, I want to get them before they're gone. So it's PBTM. I knew there was an M in there. Okay. And then REEC. Can't really see that all that well, but I will have it in my title as well. So, oh, you can't even see it in the camera. Let me move my camera up just a wee bit. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the last chance list, some things have already sold out, like the in color pearls, which I've used a lot. Absolutely love them. They're already gone. So this is that time of year when if you want something, you better go for it, because it will definitely, of course, not everything sells out, but you never know what will and what won't. So if there's something you can't live without, you want to go ahead and grab it while you can. Now, I am a bargain hunter from way back. Absolutely love bargains. Used to frequent the bargain basements when I was a girl growing up with my mom. So I will be highlighting some of those things, especially as that sale begins next week. Okay, we are going to start with a super simple all neutrals card. And this is featuring this really lovely retiring stamp set called Sweet and Precious. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing my Facebook Live. These are gorgeous, gorgeous images. You know, I tend to like all the critters. These are done like a pen and ink style drawing. You don't have to do a whole lot of coloring to really make them look great, which I love. And you can add some color, or the first card I'm going to show you is all neutrals where we're not going to add color. And then I'm going to step it up a little bit for you. Okay. Hello there, Marlene. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp my image directly on crumb cake cardstock. And I could do it in black, but I'm going to keep it kind of soft. And so that means I'm going to do it in Pebbled Path. Now, this is gray granite, which is the lighter counterpart to Pebbled Path. And we're going to be using this Pebbled Path designer series paper to give just a little bit of an accent. And of course, this paper is also retiring. Hi, Lisette, welcome to Thursday night stamping. So this, although this color is not retiring, this set of In Color Designer Series papers is going away because they're going to bring a new set of patterns for us. So they are on the retiring list as well. Now I have this Giraffe Mama and Giraffe Baby stamp. And one of the things I really love about the images in Sweet and Precious is you can use these for anybody of any age. And that kind of versatility really, really goes a long way with me because it means that your stamps have so much versatility, which adds to their value. Voila. So you see, even though I didn't do it in black, it's a bit softer. And even when I'm stamping directly on crumb cake, you know, that's going to mute the ink as well, just a bit. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a blender pen and I'm just going to smudge the ink a little bit. And what that will do is it will make all of these darker places a little bit darker and just kind of bring that out just a wee bit. This has a little bit of glycerin in it. And so you can see like here, I'll just do the antlers a little bit darker. And it just gives a little bit of extra definition without doing a lot. Let me just bring his little forehead into play just a little bit more. So super, super simple. Hi, Gail. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. So that is all I'm going to do. I mean, we're talking really, really simple. Now, I am going to take a 5 1/4 by 4 inch panel, making sure I was heading in the right direction there. I'm going to use my Pebbled Path ink. So this is a 1 ink pad stamp, or not stamp, 1 ink pad card. And this, I believe in you, is such a great saying. I'm thinking this will make a great card for my oldest granddaughter who lives in Virginia. She is 13, getting ready to turn 14. And she loves wildlife. Now, look at that. How sweet is that? I mean, we're talking very, very sweet, very, very simple. But let's just take this little bit of designer series paper, and you see how that causes all of those deep colored spots in the giraffes to come out a little bit more. Now, I could go even lighter, but to me, these hearts compete with the spots on the giraffe, so I'm not going to do that. So you see how Gray Granite is the lighter counterpart to Pebbled Path. So all I'm going to do is put this piece down, and I can already tell I'm getting ready to run out of adhesive because I can already see my little red line there. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, what I typically like to do on these is to not put this halfway. It gets a little bit too matchy-matchy. So I'm going to actually bring it down a little bit, and then I'm going to pop this. Oh, I just did that wrong. That's supposed to go on the white. Okay. See, I can't talk and chew gum. I get a little bit dangerous when I talk and stamp at the same time. So we're going to put our white panel down first. And although I could put a white panel on the inside, I'm actually not going to because this Gray Granite is actually light enough to write my message on. And I think it's just a nice touch. Sometimes you want that extra inside and sometimes you don't. Hey, Margaret, I'm so glad you're here. So again, I'm going to bring this just a little bit below half and pop that there. Now I'm going to get my Stampin' Dimensionals and pop this up. Now, if I were going to do this for a guy, I would probably just not even do any ribbon. If I'm going to do it for a girl, I'll add just a wee bit, just a little bow. So I'll show you what I mean. Now, another item that is on the retiring list is the classic matte dots. And they are going to be perfect. You look at all of these neutrals here, and they are going to be perfect for just giving a little, just a little bit of texture. So, hey, Susan, it's so good to see you here tonight. So super, super simple. Now, let's bring in a couple of these gray matte dots, And I'm just going to bring, well, if I can grab it, let's see. Come on, come back to me. I'm going to put one down here. Whoopsie. Those things are not cooperating for me tonight. And then I'm going to do kind of a smaller one right here. And then I'm going to put another one up at the top. Now, again, for the boys, I would probably, if this was for my grandson, I would probably just leave it like that. I like it just like that. But if I want to send this to my granddaughter, I'll probably put just a little bit, just a wee little bit of silver trim. Now, this is part of a duo. So there's gold and silver both, and this is an online exclusive. So this is not retiring. Our online exclusives never retire. They just sell out. So you kind of have to grab the things when they're there. Some things, when they sell out, they come back. And when you see that, you'll notice it says in the online store, it will say unavailable. That means it's coming back. Other than that, you'll just go, I went to look for something recently, it was just gone. I went, okay, that ribbon has sold out and it is not coming back. So you see how that silver just brings a little bit of light and just a little bit of pizzazz. And it's really not feminine, other than this a bow. If you did a knot, I don't even think, my grandson would be fine with that. Let me grab my glue dots. Mini glue dots are nowhere to be seen. Aha. I've got some of my paper pumpkin glue dots. And they are going to work perfect. So I will just lift that. And I think I'm going to put it right on the little arched window. Now, I'll tell you how this came about. I had a whole bunch of these arched windows left. Actually, I need to pull that over a little bit. I don't want to block my giraffes. I had a whole bunch. I had made a bunch of, the cutout for these, and I had all of these left. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out what to do with these. So this is super, super simple. There is this cute little leaf image, and I'm going to add it to the inside. I believe in you. This is a great one for, sometimes your grandkids just need to know. Sometimes your kids just need to know. I think the sticky got left behind here. Let me see if I can grab it. People need to know that we have confidence in them. When people believe in you, it just means so much. I know, I go to physical therapy a couple of times a week, and one of the things I tell them in there, I forgot to do this because I'm talking, is they'll ask me to do something. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. And they say, yeah, go for it. And when I do something that I didn't think I could do, and they were convinced I could, it gives me confidence. So I think that's something that we can do by sharing just a sweet, simple card like this with someone that we love. Okay, now we are going to step it up a little bit. So I'm going to use the same stamps, all the same stamps, but this time I'm going to bring in a die cut. Now, this is another bundle that's on the retiring list, last chance list. Really pretty. I have not even used the stamps, but I have used the dies, and the dies are must-haves. I think the dies are marked down starting next week. I will list that when I share the little, I will share with you a inspiration sheet, and I will let you know about that. So I'm going to use one of these dies. Some of these dies are like half price. So it's even cheaper to buy the dies and stamps separately if you want them than buying the bundle a lot of times on the last chance list. So I'm not even going to clean my stamp because I don't think I really need to. I've cut out a little frame with, this is Old Olive. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp around here. I'm going to stamp this little, where'd my little leaf go? This time I'm going to use black, tuxedo black, because I'm going to do a little blending brush action with this. And I'm also going to add a little bit of blends. I guess I better press down a little better on that. And now I'm really going for it. Too much of a good thing sometimes. Okay, so let's put that right along there. Hopefully, I'm going to stay in the lines of where I'm putting my little frame. Okay, now let's see. Can we get them? You know what we're going to do? We're going to stamp the giraffe first. So this is stamping on the fly, what I usually do, where I have not actually stamped this before. So let's ink this up really well with Tuxedo black ink, and let's put them in first. Yeah, these giraffes are really, really pretty. If you have any wildlife lovers, you cannot go wrong with this. Okay, so there's our giraffes. This would also make a super, super cute baby card. Woo! Lots of black there. Okay, well, might have been a little stronger than I wanted, but we're just going to go with it. Okay, now we are going to bring in some of these leaves, and I'm not going to try to get them like everywhere. So let's just make a little bit of a frame, because our giraffes are very happy because they are munching on all these great leaves. So now, pretty cool just the way it looks, but wait, there's more. Now I'm actually going to let this dry a little bit because there's a lot of ink there. And one of the things that sometimes happens is if you start applying ink, when that ink has not dried, you're going to make a real mess. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to use my blending brushes, and I'm going to add some ink to this little frame. So let's see. My little piece of scrap paper here. Although I can use my glass mat and wipe it, yeah, I just prefer to do it this way. And somehow, well, there's a little Easter egg. That's from another project. Hey, Corinne, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Old Olive on top of Old Olive. And we are going to really bring the color out on this. And I'm really going to concentrate on the inside here, not on the edge. And I'll show you what that's going to do. Of course, look how pretty. This acts as a stencil as well. So lots of things you can do with our dies. They are real workhorses in our craft rooms and really workhorses in our projects. This frame is a really nice one for scrapbooking as well. You can pop someone's photo in there. You could pop just a piece of cardstock and do some, or just put it on a piece of cardstock and do some journaling with it. Now you see how, let me hold it against here. You see what happens there with the ink, how it really deepens and adds a nice effect. So now we are going to do that same effect along the leaves of our little, we are going to add some green all around the edge here and just make a nice little jungly look for our cute little giraffe friends here. And because I don't want it to get too much Old Olive, it can get a little bit too dark. I'm not going to rinse that. I'm going to actually come in here, usually with my blends. My blending brushes. I just kind of take some of the excess off like that on my scrap paper, because I'm actually going to use some lemon lime twist to brighten it up a little bit. It's a little bit dark. So let's use some lemon lime twist. And I know it looks a bit muddy and a bit mucky right now, but just stay with me. Now, you see what's going to happen when I put that frame on there? Now you see where I was going. So let's add a little bit more down here. And I think that's going to be it on that. We're going to add a little bit of color to our giraffes, and just to make sure that they don't look well, I wanted to add color to the giraffes and to their little frame. And I wanted to do that in such a way that the giraffes would not be black and white, because they're not zebras, they're giraffes. So we're going to give them a little bit of golden browns. So you see how that is going to go right there. I like it a lot. And I think I'm just going to go with my seal. You guys know I'm kind of a seal fiend. It is my favorite adhesive, partly because I'm definitely a lazy stamper. I just want it I want it quick, I want it easy, I want it done. That is just the way I like to work. So this is going to go right down like so. And I have a little bit of green over here. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Hey, Jeanette, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Now, I could go ahead and stick this down, but I think I won't, even though I know I'm not going to lift it. Now, I've got 3 sets of blends here that I'm going to use for my giraffes. And I am going to start with Baby Giraffe. And I'm going to make him light lemon lolly. This is the lightest of the colors I have. So I have lemon lolly. I'm going to put a little bit of lemon lolly down the front of my mama giraffe. And then I'm going to come behind here with a little bit of dark lemon lolly. And yeah, you can see where I got way too much ink with my stamp. However, rather than going back over that, I really feel that it's going to actually work in my work for me. And what I mean by that is the giraffe's spots would typically be quite dark. And so I'm just going to kind of go with it. Okay, so now they're coming along. Hey, Elaine. Hello, Kathy. Welcome, welcome, ladies. Now I'm going to go with light wild wheat. And I'm going to bring this color into our mama giraffe and just kind of darken some of her face a little bit. Just bring a little bit of that deeper color because she's more mature. And you see how that also gives me quite a bit of variation. I could maybe put a little bit of it down the snout of my baby giraffe. Now I'm going to come in with the dark wild wheat, and that is going to be just right for these little antlers so that they're not too dark. And the ears, and maybe a little bit right down the very edge here and here. Again, you see how that's just darkening things up and really just kind of going along with where the artist has already done that work for me. Maybe we'll bring just a little bit down here to give this little guy some character as well. Okay, so that is, hey, Catherine, I'm glad you're here. So that is lemon lolly, and that is wild wheat. Now I'm going to come back here with my dark pecan pie. And because, again, my giraffe is not black and white. It actually has brown spots. So I'm just filling this black kind of pen and ink drawing in with some dark, this is dark, what did I say? Pecan pie. So just on some of these spots. Now the one thing I forgot to bring over here, and I definitely want, any place, this is my darkest color I'm using, so that's kind of giving me a little bit of extra definition there, is I want just a little bit of blue for that eye. Let me grab my balmy blue. One of my favorite things to do with wildlife is to put just a little blue right here in that eye. And it just kind of brightens it up and brings a little bit of definition there. Hi, Mary. I'm so glad you're here. Now, I'm going to come back with my light lemon lolly and just blend all of this so that I don't have any gaps. I don't have any kind of dark, harsh lines. This just kind of blends it all together. I'm going to give him a little bit of blue on his eye as well. This is why my light colors always run out of ink before my dark ones. Okay, let's do just a little bit of blue here and a little bit of blue here. And we'll just kind of make that blue a little bit brighter there. And last but not least, let me grab one more thing. Just to brighten my scene just a little bit is I've got my light pool party, and I'm just going to do a little outline. I'm not going to make like a whole thing of sky here because that's just a little bit much. Hello, Gail. Oh, Gail is telling me that I've got beautiful coloring. Thank you so much. And I don't often color on camera. I don't know, I have a bit of an aversion to it. But there's not a lot of coloring here. But this is one of my favorite tricks. Anytime you have plants, wildlife, little critters, if you just do a light pool party, you see the difference now between my mama giraffe and my baby giraffe. And this just really brings, I'm trying to create a little bit of air, a little bit of sky around my critters. But it just kind of brings everything out. And when you look at it, you don't say, oh, wow, there's a bit of blue all the way around the animals. So you don't see it per se, but it does make a difference. So now I'm going to pop this down on my card front. And I don't need much at all, do I? I'm going to put a little greeting on here. I will say this is a card I could easily just put the greeting on the inside. And I might do that, but let's give it a try and see. I forgot to bring my little white strip over here, so let me grab one. I'm liking it. So this is my simple, and this is my stepped up, and they're both fun. One of the things you have to remember with this kind of thing is not to be afraid of the color. You know, this is very freeform, and when you saw that when I was starting this, it looked like a holy mess. But once you put, this is where this frame just does kind of a little bit of magic here. I love the fact that it just adds such a nice touch. It definitely makes it more feminine. Now, do I want a greeting down here? I think I'm going to put my greeting on the inside. So let's take the inside and let's find our I believe in you. And we're going to bring all of these images straight to, we're just going to carry it through to the inside of the card, just like we have on the outside or the front of our card. So I'm also going to do a little bit of the leaves here. You have to really get this pressure on there correct, or it kind of goes where you don't want it to. So what I mean by bringing that to the inside is I am going to let that dry just a wee bit. Now, do I want to add a few of these? These are the classic matte dots, which is what I used here on just a simple all neutrals card. I want to say this maybe needs a little bit of shine, so let's see. We had the little bit of shine here. Now let me just try something, because I hadn't made this card before I did it with you guys. I love to do live stamping with you guys, where I kind of stamp on the fly. Now, where did my ribbon go? Here we go. I could make just a little bow. That might just be the thing. Let's just try that and see what we think about that. Now, I came on right at 7, and it is 7:30. So I made both these cards in a half an hour. And this is a kind of a more impressive card. Definitely takes longer than my simple neutral card, and I did do the die cutting ahead of time, but it does show you that these really are quick and easy. What do we think? Do we just want to do a bow there? I'm tempted just to do that. I could do that. No. What do we think? Do we like the bow? A couple of dots in the leaves as berries. Oh, I like that, Corinne. Let's see. Let's go back to these little guys. And let's just try that and see how it looks. That might be just the ticket. Because there's a lot of heavy green here, and I think they don't show up enough. That's why I was kind of maybe thinking, honestly, rhinestones would look great. Let's see, what else have I got here up my sleeve? In my little, oh, now these might be just the ticket. Oh, now these are the sparkle gems, and these are carrying over, I'm very happy to say. So I kind of like that little bit of shimmer and shine there. Now I could put on the gold ones, but I think again, when you have a lot of warm colors, like all of this green is very, very warm. And that's where personally I like to inject a little bit of coolness. And that is what these are going to be. So these sparkle gems in the silver, I think are going to be just, you know, it's almost like these leaves are glistening just a bit. And I think, of course, you could do a little bit of Wink of Stella, but I think that's just enough. It just gives you a little tiny bit of sparkle. Sometimes less is more, and I think this is one of those situations. Now, I am going to come back to my little piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to come back to my lemon lime twist. And here we go. Let's just add a little bit. I won't get carried away. We'll just add a little bit of green here. Just a touch. Just to carry that theme all the way through to the inside of the card. And I do think, especially when you've done a scene like this, it's really nice to bring it through. So it's not startling. You have this gorgeous, very lush scene on the front, and you open the card and there's just a plain white piece of paper. So I do think that in this kind of a card, this is a good fit. So as we are wrapping up, a reminder, this is my host code, only through the end of this month, and I am using items that are on our last chance list. So these dies are on the last chance list. These stamps are on the last chance list. And I think they're really special. So we have super simple, and then we have stepped up. And that is Thursday night stamping for Easter week. Let me show you really quick before I love you and leave you. So I reminded you about host code. There is also my online bingo. I am starting a series of Wednesday night bingos. We're going to be doing these every Wednesday, not every Wednesday, on the second Wednesday of every month for the rest of the year. You get 2 bingo boards. You get all of these fun projects. I'm using one stamp set, again, retiring, so that you know, this is super simple stamping. You'll get your project packets, and I mean, you get your designer paper, all the die cuts, everything done for you. And so we're going to play some bingo, and then we're going to do a little bit of stamping, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Wednesday night, 7 p.m., the second Wednesday of the month. Now, you have to sign up. I think my deadline is the 1st, because I got to get those packets in the mail to you, because bingo is going to happen on the second Wednesday, which is April the 10th. So I hope you'll consider playing with me. We're going to be in a private Facebook group. And so we will be playing bingo, and then we're going to be crafting. So I'll be demonstrating just like I am now, except you will all have your own project packets. And you can see, like, if you don't have the stamp set, you could easily put some other word there. Now, this one you do stamp and punch, but you're going to get all these dies, and maybe you'll do something a little bit different. So, and of course, you'll get the project sheets for these as far as like PDF tutorials. I will have inspiration sheets for these in my email news tomorrow. And I hope that you will consider putting Sweet and Precious on your order before the end of April, because that is when this is going away. Look at what these are, very much caring cards. I believe in you, appreciating all you do. I'm always here for you. Bring on the cuddles. Excellent greetings. Very much depict caring. This is a $26 stamp set, a real classic. Boys and girls, men and women, anybody would love cards made with these images. So Gail, I'm glad you like these cards, and Corinne. So thank you so much for your support, for your encouragement. I appreciate you very much. And a couple of my people are here that will be at Saturday card class, and they'll be making this giraffe card. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you will like my Sweet Stamper page, you can set your notifications, and that will remind you when I'm coming live, and it will also remind you when I'm posting. So like I posted just a quick little photo today of me putting together the little Easter baskets for my English grandkids. Will be with us here for the very first time this year. Super excited. Griffin is 5. Fliss is 3, and Declan just turned 1. So it's going to be a lot of fun with them. My brother's coming as well. And so we are gearing up for church, and then we'll have traditional church, and then we will have a really nice lamb Sunday dinner with egg hunt in the backyard, and lots of fun with the grandkids. So I hope that you have a special Easter. And if you are watching on YouTube, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. So Gwen, I'm glad you love the cards, and I will have these on my blog, and I will have an inspiration sheet for you tomorrow in my email news. So happy Easter, everyone. Thank you so much for your happy Easter wishes. I appreciate it, and thank you so much for your support. Take care, and God bless.